Good morning, or depending on when you're watching this, good afternoon, good evening, or good night. My name's Ross, and as always told out of Voice of Radio. So today, we need to look at some weird news stories that pretty much all came around from Japan this week. But they're kind of weird and kind of interesting, so strap in. These ones are fun. And starting off, we've got a lovely promo Galarian Zigzagoon card. Now, this was given out just as a participation card this week. There was a big regionals, or a Champions League as they call it, over in Yokohama, and people who attended were given this Galarian Zigzagoon. Now, you will notice that this Galarian Zigzagoon, there's nothing really special about it. Well, there's one thing special, we'll get there in a moment, but there's no alternate artwork. It's not a new card. It is just the regular artwork of the Galarian Zigzagoon that we've all been playing for quite a while. Of course, the big difference with this Galarian Zigzagoon is that it is stamped with the Pokémon Championship Series 2021, i.e. stamped as a participation card for this week's festivities. And there were a bunch of people that turned up. I mean, the lovely Antoine Boulet gave me some figures for this past weekend, and Antoine told us that there were 1,487 Masters, plus up to 600 Seniors and 400 Juniors. So essentially we're talking about 2,500 people. And although 2,500 people sounds like a lot, and in a way it is, still only 2,500. That is a very small population for this particular card. And this is proving out at the moment. Now, the lovely Primal Luger over at PokeGuardian.com has gone and looked up some auctions for this particular card, and we can see that it is generally selling for around about 5,000 to 8,000 yen. Again, I'm going very, very rough here, but if you look at the auctions, we're looking at about 5,000 to 8,000 yen. Now, if anyone's wondering, 5,000 yen, you're talking about £36.50 or about $47. And 8,000 yen, you're talking somewhere in the region of £58 and $76. I.e., it is a very expensive card. But as it stands at the moment, it's only been given out at the Yokohama Champions League. There's only 2,500 of them, so maybe don't get too bullish about it not being worth that much. It is actually a pretty valuable card. Now, what's really cool here is that they were also giving out promo energy. Shiny energy that was stamped with the Champions League series. And you know what's really weird? Incidentally, it is basically the same kind of energy that we had in Champions Path. Do you know what's really weird about this? Has anyone spotted something really weird about this? There's no fairy energy. Now, I know that a bunch of you are going, well, hang on a second, Wassy, of course there's no fairy energy. Fairy Pokemon have been discontinued. Since the beginning of the Sword and Shield era of the Pokemon trading card game, we've not had fairy energy. Or fairy Pokemon at least. And you're right, we haven't had fairy Pokemon. But we have had fairy energy. In fact, in Champions Path, we had the Holo Fairy energy. But not here. And what is the significance of this? The significance is that it does show that, at least show is probably too strong a word. It heavily implies that fairy Pokemon are over. I know, right? We know that fairy Pokemon are over. Yeah, I made a video about it. It's one of the most popular videos on this channel. We get it. Fairy Pokemon are over. But what I mean is, if they are actually not making fairy energy, then not only are fairy Pokemon over, but we're not getting them back. And they are starting to scrub fairy energy as well, and they are really saying goodbye to fairy. And I know this might not seem like news to some of you, but the fact that fairy energy is not being printed when all the others are is genuinely significant. And there is Holo Fairy energy in Champions Path, so that's kind of interesting, no? I don't know. Seems interesting to me. At the end of the day, the Galarian Zigzagoon is probably the big story here. I mean, it's a great card, right? It's got that Tantrum Headbutt, or Headbutt Tantrum, however which way round it is. And also, while we're here, red writing on a black background is horrific for colorblind people. boo, etc. So it's a great card. It sees a lot of play. I think it's one of the very best cards in the game at the moment. You play it down, you reuse it with scoop up nets, so you can drop lots of damage counters. Some people even go as far as to actually evolve it into Zigzagoon, which drops 3 damage counters when it evolves and can attack and block basic Pokemon, which is a really good card. So you know what? Yes, we like Galarian Zigzagoon. You know what else we like? A product we just cannot get hold of. You see, it's gone and popped up, and it is for sale and all of that. It's on the official Pokemon website over in Japan. It is the High Class Pack Shiny Star V Nessa set. Now, we've seen this a few times. I showed you the B1 a little while ago, although to be fair, the B1 was different. The B1 didn't actually come with any cards. It was just the playmat and all of that. But this one does. Like a lot of them, and most of them have, it comes with 2 boxes of the set and a bunch of other cool stuff. Except the set it comes with is Shiny Star V. Now, this is retailing for 12,430 yen. That's what it's listed for on the Pokemon Center website over in Japan. And that is basically £91 or 118 US dollars. But it comes with 2 boxes of Shiny Star V. And incidentally, that is a very sought after set. Yes, it is starting to sell out in Japan, obviously. The pre-orders, at least. It's going to be nuts. That set is going to be nuts. And it comes in a lovely Nessa box, and you get a Nessa coin, and you get a Nessa deck box, and you get some Nessa sleeves. So if you're a fan of Nessa, and judging by the internet, a bunch of people are, this is cool. But even if you're not, you get 2 boxes of Shiny Star V, which is, it's going to be a very sought-after set, I think is fair to say. I did manage to get myself a pre-order of 1 box through a third-party seller. Hopefully it arrives. That would be lovely. And there's only actually 10 packs in a box. But, oh, that set looks beautiful. So, yeah, this is the thing. I mean, if you see this for sale on any Japanese sites or sites that ship to the UK or sites that resell Japanese stuff, etc., you should try and hunt this down as fast as you can, because the Pokemon Center in Japan does not ship outside of Japan. And this is a beautiful, beautiful product. Now, the last thing I want to talk about today is another kind of weird story, and that is Indeedee. Now, a little while ago, I actually showed you, for the very first time, a Chinese language card that we'd never seen before. I showed you Indeedee, but it was a male version. It was clearly just a reprint of the one from the set, from Sword and Shield, but it's one we'd never seen before, and this was weird. Because we don't generally see Chinese language cards debuting. They're generally reprints of cards we've seen before. So what's going on? We didn't know what's going on. Well, it turns out the lovely 2new1223 has gone and hooked us up with an image. And it seems that actually there is an Indeedee, and it has been given out as a prize card during this Yokohama Champions League this past weekend. Now, that alone shouldn't be particularly weird or scary or terrifying, except look at the stamp. It is stamped Pokemon Card Game Championship Series 2000. This was not meant to be given out at this tournament. This was meant to be given out last year, or at least last season. And it got delayed. Now, clearly the whole COVID pandemic thing certainly impacted that quite a bit. And essentially, and I love that they've done this, they've gone, look, I know it's got the wrong stamp on, but we might as well, because we're not going to do anything else with it. We might as well give it out as a prize card here. Now, clearly this is also going to end up being a rather expensive card, I think is fair to say, because it's one that's going to be rather sought after and it's going to be kind of rare, and the fact that it's got the wrong stamp on will weirdly appeal to some people. As for the card, I mean, indeed he's fine. Lets you heal 20 damage from your active every turn. It's quite nice for healing. Sees a bit of play here and there. It's not a phenomenal card. It doesn't see a huge amount of play, but it's quite cool. It's alright. We like it. But it really is the fact that it's been given out as a prize card with the wrong stamp that makes it rather interesting indeed. So there we go, ladies and gentlemen. Weird promos, good promos, expensive promos, and an awesome Nessa set that if you can ever get your hands on, you should be a rather happy person. But now, ladies and gentlemen, I'd like to know what you think about all of these stories, so let me know in the comment section. Go nuts, be nice. And then make sure you like this video, subscribe to this channel, follow me on Twitter at TheWassy, and Twitch for some live action at twitch.tv/PTCGRadio. If you want to support the channel, get some bonus podcasts and all that good stuff, head on over to patreon.com/PTCGRadio, where you can do exactly that. But by far the most important thing, as always, look after yourselves till next time, would ya? Thank you very much for watching. My name's Ross, and you've been watching PTCG Radio.